Very good group here today. So last week we are going through this. We just had some introduction about Karakam. What is Karakam? So we can begin. I think you can begin this with this shloka on Rama. Who can sing this song today? Shloka. You volunteer?
Yes, I will.
Yeah.
I can read Mahodaya. I don't know if the audio is clear.
Ramo Rajamanihi Sudha Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramona Hridama Ranoma Vilhida Nishajarachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Ramanasti Parayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyaham Rame Chitta Layasyada Bhavadu Me Bho Rama Mamuttara.
Dhanyawada. So this one I had written, not this one exactly. So here is a collection of few shlokas on this website, this blog website, which later, if you are interested and have time, you may want to at least read this. For example, akaranta pullinga, akaranta strilinga, ikaranta pullinga strilinga, dirgha ikaranta strilinga, etc. So these are vibhakti darshaka shloka. They show the vibhakti shloka. This shloka is popular one from Ramaraksha Stotram, which shows all the vibhakti rupa, vibhakti forms of Rama Shabda. Similarly, we have another shloka here at the bottom, the third shloka with Krishna also from another book, and there are some Akaranta Strilinga, there are some shlokas which some of them I composed myself. So can see Rukaranta Pullinga, etc. Now, anyway, coming back to this Akaranta Pullinga.
What you are commenting is which one, sir? Which one you are?
What is the question?
Which slogan you have compiled?
Yeah, this one, for example, this one Akaranta Lakshmi shloka is there, where I have written their Moolam, Swarachita Stotram. You can see the Moolam, I have given the Moolam. Rama Narayani Devi Ramam Prataram Bhaje. This is Akaranta Strilinga Rama Shabdasya Vibhakti Rupani. Anantaram Ikaranta, this is also composed. Hari Shabdasya, then Nadi Shabdasya, this is I composed it. Ukaranta, this another book is there. Guru Reva Guru, this one. Dirgha Ukaranta, this was like some humorous one. I tried to compose this one. Rukaranta one I composed this. Asmad, I did this. Anumat Shabda, I did this. Okay. Then I stop there. Didn't proceed further. This is available on our grammar. This website's grammar page. The third one, verses showing declension vibhakti darshaka shloka. You can go here. You can see. This is the shloka from Ramaraksha Stotram. Ramo Rajamani Sada Vijayate Ramam Ramesham Bhaje Ramena Vihata Nishacharachamu Ramaya Tasmai Namaha Ramannasti Prayanam Parataram Ramasya Dasosmyam Rame Chattalaya Sada Bhavatu Me Bho Rama Mamuddhara. Iti श्लोकद्वयेन सर्वाणि विभक्ति रूपाणि रामशब्दस्य darshitani atra. So Ramah becomes Ramo here because of sandhis. So if you are interested, you can see the padachcheda here. Ramah is one word, prathama vibhakti ekavachanam, we all know that. Ramam is the dvitiya vibhakti ekavachanam. Ramena is tritiya vibhakti ekavachanam. Ramaya chaturthi, Ramat panchami, Ramasya shashti, Rame saptami, Rama iti sambodhanam. iti नित्यपठनार्थं प्रार्थनाश्लोकः उत्तमः अस्ति, पठनयोग्यं। रामस्य स्तुतिः अपि भवति, विभक्तिरूपाणि अपि स्मर्यन्ते अत्र।
I regularly chant this, but do not understand full meaning.
Yeah. So, what is Karakam now? What is Karakam? Karakam asya arthah kah?
Karakam is indicate the relationship Namah.
Relationship between what?
Kriya Padam and the Nama Padam. Different.
Relationship between
Mula Padam and Subantam, Nama Padam.
The noun and the verb.
Noun and the verb. Karakam indicates Pratipadikam na, Namapadam.
Namapadam and Kriya.
Namapadam and Kriyapadam. Kriyaya anveti iti Karakam. Kriyaya anveti. Anveti means what? Sambandham darshayati. Iti Namapadam. Iti Karakam. Kriyaya with the action, not necessarily Kriya Padam. Kriya Padam is Tinganta Padam iti na avashakam. Tingantam iti sarve jananti prayaha. What is Subantam and Tigantam? Do you see that last time? We saw Subantam, I remember. Subantam means any Namapadam is a Subantam. Subantam means the one Pratipadika plus Supratyaya becomes Subantam. Any Namapadam ending in one of the Supratyayas is Subanta Padam. That means basically, technically, any Namapadam. Then, similarly, Tingantam means, what is Tingantam? Any Kriyapadam. Right? So these are the technical Vyakarana Ritya. In the Vyakarana Shastra, these are the Paribhashika Padani. These are technical terms. When we say Kriya Padam or Tingantam, they are technical terms. The ones which are ending in Ting Pratyaya, they are Tinganta Padam. For example, Gacchati, Agachat, Agamat, Gaccha, Gacchatu, what else? Gamyatam, Jagamishati, Jangamyate. So all these are any Kriyapadam having a lakara at the end, which it is a Tinganta Padam. Now, so when we say Karakam is a relationship, indicating relationship between a Subanta Padam and a Kriyayaha Anveti iti Karakam. Kriyaya Anveti iti Karakam. With the action, it it indicates the relationship of Namapadam, Subantapadam. We'll see how. When we see the examples, we'll understand this one better. Now, Karakani, we saw some examples of this. Karakani kate santi. This. Karta, karma, karanam, sampradanam, apadanam, adhikaranam iti shat karakani santi. 6 type of relationship could be there with the action in a vakyam, in a sentence. Katham keep your mic muted, please, unless you have a question or answer. So we saw some examples. Examples in the sense, broadly we know that to indicate the relationship of karta means the doer, subject, which vibhakti is used? Prathama vibhakti is used. That's what you know. Then the second one, karma karakam kim bhavati ditiya vibhakti yojanam bhavati, means we use the ditiya vibhakti ending word, or the suffix is used there is ditiya. Karanam relationship, for this we use tritiya vibhakti, sampradanam chaturthi, apadanam panchami, adhikaranam saptami. Shashti is not considered to indicate any relationship with kriya. Generally, I'm saying, underline that. We'll see some examples later. So Shashti, what does it indicate? It indicates sambandha, a relationship between two namapadas. Yatha Ramasya pustakam, Ramasya Banaha, ityadini udaharanani. So now, let's take some examples here. Karta, Prathama vibhakti. What are the examples of Prathama vibhakti? Udaharanani. Any simple sentences?
Rama, Sita, Rama, Mati.
Sampurna sentence. With the Prathama.
Ramah paഠam padati.
बालकः क्रीडति.
बालकः क्रीडति.
गच्छति.
किं गच्छति?
देवालयं गच्छति.
कः?
देवालये.
बालकः देवालयं गच्छति. वसुमती भगिनी.
रामः शालां गच्छति.
रामः शालां गच्छति. So and these are the prathama vibhaktanta padanam udaharanam. Anantaram ditiya vibhakti udaharanani. One was there, Lakshmikant Mode already said. Balakha devalayam gacchati, Ramah shalam gacchati. Any other examples?
Rama annam khadati.
Rama annam khadati, kopi pustakam patati. Anantaram tritiya. Jai Mode, tritiya vibhakti. Any examples?
रामेण सह सीता वनं गच्छति.
रामेण सह सीता वनं गच्छति. Any other example with tritiya?
Ramah
बालकः द्विचक्रिकया शालां गच्छति.
Shobha, what is that? Balakah?
Ramah hastena tadati.
1 minute. Kartamada 1 minute. Shobha. So,
बालकः द्विचक्रिकया शालां गच्छति.
बालकः द्विचक्रिकया शालां गच्छति. कर्तम्.
रामः हस्तेन ताडति.
रामः
हरिः कन्दुकेन क्रीडति.
हरिः कन्दुकेन क्रीडति. रामः हस्तेन ताडयति.
बालं चमसेन सह अन्नं खादति.
बालः चमसेन सः is not necessary there. Why do we need chamasena khadati? Chamasena annam khadati. Astu. So we know tritiya. Similarly, chaturthi vibhakti udaharanani. Suresh Moday wanted to say something. Chaturthi.
माता बालाय फलं ददाति.
बालाय फलं ददाति. Okay. One more.
Shall I try? Krishna Ramaya pustakam dadati.
Any other than dadati? Not using.
रामाय दानं करोति.
रामाय
दानं करोति.
अध्यापकः छात्राय क्रुध्यति.
अध्यापकः छात्राय क्रुध्यति.
रामाय मधुरं रोचते.
रामाय मधुरं रोचते. उत्तमं. पञ्चमी. पञ्चमी
बालकः
examples.
यूयात् पुस्तकं ददाति.
वृक्षात् फलं
पतति.
वृक्षात् फलं पतति. Is that enough? Okay. Then Saptami. Suresh Moday. Suresh Moday न श्रूयते. जया भगिनी.
कृष्णे मम प्रीतिः अस्ति.
कृष्णे मम प्रीतिः अस्ति.
रामे उत्तमगुणाः सन्ति.
रामे उत्तमगुणाः सन्ति. ते सप्तमी. सम्बोधनम्.
राम आगच्छतु. कृष्ण आगच्छतु.
राम आगच्छतु.
आगच्छतु.
हे राम आगच्छतु.
And we have Shashti also. Shashti is common, right? Ramasya Banah Valinah Mala. Just saw that on the Ramayanam. Kanchana Mala. Valinah Kanchana Mala. Sugrivasya Putraha. Indrasya Putraha. Now, take the one example here. So some of the concepts I would like to explain. Let's go through some concepts today before going through each karakam in little more detail and each vibhakti in detail. Some concepts here. One is the take simple example. What are the prathama vibhakti example?
रामः
बालकः क्रीडति.
और बालकः पुस्तकं पठति. Or general example which is given in the Kaumudi and other Vyakarana books. Let's take that because that's easier to understand. What we discuss here. One is Pachaka, or they call it Sudaha. Sudaha means cook or chef. Sudaha Tandulan Pachati. Tandulan pachati. So kriyapadam kim asti atra? So let's take
pachati.
क्रियापदं
पचति
स्पष्टमत्र पचते इति क्रियापदम् and then कर्तृपदं किं सूदः and कर्मपदं
Tandulan.
only one remaining tandulan इति द्वितीया विभक्ति बहुवचने अस्ति तण्डुल. Usually because there are grains, tandula means the rice grains, they are usually used in the bahuvachana forms, not tandulam. Can use ekavachanam, but usually you see in tandulan grains. Sudaha tandulan pachati. So what is happening here? Little bit analysis. Pachati is the kriya padam. So kriya asti pachana kriya or paka kriya. The act of cooking is in this vakyam, and karta is the doer of that action, obviously, and tandulan means the rice grains, they are the karma. Now this means is indicated by this pachati, and to do that pachana kriya, what all this suda or the pachaka has to do, he has to collect order in previous in the days. He used to collect this woods, sticks and whatever, get it ready, put the oil, light it up, and then light the fire and get the utensil and put it and all that, the entire process. So that is called vyapara. Kriyayaha vyaparaha. Vyapara means the process. So kriya has a vyapara. It indicates vyapara also, the process. And once the kriya is done, it has a phalam also. Kriyayaha phalam or parinamaha. Phalam or its result. Kriyayaha result. So kriya has two aspects to it. One is vyapara, another is phalam. Now, vyaparaha, kriyayaha vyaparaha, who is responsible for that kriya vyapara here? Sudaha. So what we call, Vyakarana calls that vyaparaha, vyaparasya ashrayaha, kriyayaha vyaparasya ashrayaha sudaha. Ashraya means one who supports, one who is responsible for that kriyayaha vyapara, the process, is the kartrupadam or karta. Kriyaya vyapara. Then the phalam, phalasya ashrayaha karma. Iti. The result, the supporting word for the phalam or the result of the kriya is the karma padam. The vyapara, in other words, you can say vyapara lives in the karta, and result lives in, don't take it literally, lives in means it supports, or that is the main word which is associated with the phalam or the result of the kriya. So these two are again technical terms here, vyapara and phalam. Vyapara, not technical, but this is how it is discussed in the different grammar books. So, vyapara and phalam. This is important to understand. Then the next concept we have is, let's look at the prayogaha. So another example we can take for vyapara phalam. So sudah tandulan pachati is vyapara, pachati pachan pakakriya asti. So sudah asmin pade vyapara padam vyaparasya ashrayah. Anantaram phalasya ashrayah tandulan iti padam. Similarly, if you take balah pustakam pathati, tatra balah iti padam pathanakriya asti, is reading. Tasya vyaparaha is the process or the activity what is going on. For that, the supporting word is the kartrupadam asti, who is balaha. Now, pustakam patati. Now here pustakam patati means what? After reading, he is understanding that pustaka. Pustaka is somehow getting affected by that patana kriya. So here we have the pustakam as a karma padam. Affected, it doesn't have to be physically affected, but it is being consumed by this action. Then similarly, we have gacchati. If you take gacchati, what? Balaha devalayam gacchati. Devalayam gacchati. In this also, gamana kriya. To do the gamana kriya, what all is needed? There is some activity needed. Activity has to happen, like somebody has to lift the feet and move forward, spend energy and move forward. That has to happen. So gamana kriyayaha vyaparasya ashrayah balaha. So bala is doing that action. So he is supporting that action. So the vyapara is there, and phalasya ashrayah devalayam. Now phala means, what is the phala here? What is the result? Prapanam phalam. Gamana kriyayaha. What is the uddesham? Prayojanam kim? To reach the devalaya. The result is reaching the devalaya. So here this is the karma padam. One more thing here. Devalayam gacchati. Iti phalasya ashrayah karmapadam. Take a different example where balaha hasati. So what is the hasati? Hasana kriya asti atra. Hasana kriya. So here what is the kartrupadam? Balaha. Where is the karma padam?
कर्मपदं नास्ति.
कर्मपदं नास्ति. तत्र व्यापारः कः? The process of laughing is vyapara. That is obviously supported by this balaha kartrupadam. Now phalam asti va nasti atra. Phalam, every action has a phalam. Result is there. But result for this phalam phalasya ashrayah api balaha eva. Where there is no karma padam, phalasya ashrayah balaha. Means that activity's result, tasya ashrayah api bala. There is nobody else getting offended, unless it's not mocking somebody here. He's just laughing for joy, out of joy. So here, or out of something. So there, the phalasya ashrayah api balaha eva, karta eva. So here you see the two differences. Where vyaparasya ashrayah kartrupadam asti, anantam phalasya ashrayah kadachit karmapadam bhavati, kadachit kartrupadam bhavati. Means sometimes the supporting word for the result is karma padam, or sometimes it is kartrupadam only. So where the phalasya ashrayah, Lakshmikant Mother, please keep your line muted, please.
Okay.
This continues. Yeah. Unless you have a question. Yeah. So where the kriyayaha phalam is not karta, it is a karma, then it is sakarmaka kriyapadam. That we know. Then some of you know already. Sakarmaka means what? Akarmaka kriyapadam. There are two types of dhatus or kriyapadas. Right? Akarmaka, sakarmaka iti. Akarmaka means one, the dhatus which do not need the karma padam. Sakarmaka dhatu means those which need karma padam in there when they are forming a sentence. So what is their characteristic here? Those dhatus whose result is in the karma padam, they are sakarmaka. For those dhatus which the phalam or the result is the kartrupadam only, then they are akarmaka kriyapadam. This is one of the concepts here. Now, prayoga, kartari prayoga, karmani prayoga, bhavya prayoga. Three types of prayoga over there. Kartari prayoga, which is, what are they called in English? Active voice. Yeah. Active voice. Karmani is passive voice. And bhave, I don't know, it's called, I forgot. It's kind of passive, but what is it called? Something. Anyway. So kartari prayogasya udaharanani. What are the examples of kartari prayoga, active voice?
तत्र पुनः बालकः शालां गच्छति, कर्तारम् अनुसरति, क्रियापदं बालः शालां गच्छति,
शालां गच्छति,
क्रियापदस्य अन्वयः कर्तृपदम्.
कर्तरि प्रयोगः, prayoga or usage or voice is three types in Sanskritam, and kartari prayoga is active, where kriyapadasya anvayah kartrupadena bhavati, kartrupadena sah. So kriyapadasya anvayah kartrupadena sah means what? Here, if you translate this into English, the boy goes to school. So gacchati padasya kriyapadasya अन्वयः सम्बन्धः कर्तृपदेन सह भवति. Sambandha means what? Anusarati. So she Bhavini also used anusarati iti padam. Anusarati means what? How is it related here? So if you take this as a bahuvachanam, what happens here? Balaha shalam
gachanti.
Shalam gachanti. Balaha shalam gachanti. So here you see, because this kartrupadam changed to balaha, gachanti is also in bahuvachanam. And similarly, if it is dvivachanam, this also changed to dvivachanam. Anusarati. So kriyapadam, as this is there, as per the kartrupadam, it changes its form. That is kartari prayogasya udaharanani. Similarly, karmani pada prayogasya udaharanani katham. Same thing if you want to change to karmani, then what?
बालः चलति बालः चलति
बालः चलति is कर्तृपदं कर्तरि प्रयोगः
बालेन शाला गम्यते
बालेन शाला गम्यते
बालेन शाला गम्यते बालेन शाला गम्यते. This is the ekavachanam. Now here क्रियापदम् अस्ति गम्यते तिङन्तपदम्. Now इदानीं किं पदम् अनुसरति? What is it? According this form is according to what? And then similarly, if you change this bahuvachanam kartari prayoga prayoga yad vakyam asti, so if you change this to karmani, then what will this be? Balaah shalam gacchanti. Karmani
शाला गम्यन्ते
बालैः
शाला गम्यते
बालैः शाला गम्यते. Because this is karmani, kriyapadam karmapadam anusarati. Here karmapadam asti shala. In this kartari prayoga, one thing is important to understand here. In the kartari prayoga, what is the kartrupadam in this example?
Bala.
Bala. Kartrupadam. Okay. And karmapadam kim?
Shalam.
Shalam iti karmapadam. And in this second line, karmani prayoga, balena shala gamyate. Kartrupadam kim?
Bala.
Balena.
Balena. Karmapadam kim?
Shala.
Shala. So note that here, though the vibhaktis are changing, correct? In the first one, kartri prayoga, balaha is in the prathama vibhakti, but it is a kartrupadam, and shalam is ditiya, that is karmapadam, and here balena in the karmani prayoga, balena is still kartrupadam, but the is in tritiya, and the karmapadam is in prathama. That is, but it is still karmapadam. So the karakam is still karma eva, karma karakam. Shala is karma karakam in here also, but it is in the prathama vibhakti, and here balena is still kartru karakam, but is in prathama. Sorry, it is in tritiya vibhakti. Whereas in the kartari prayoga, again karakam remains same. The relationship remains same, right? Balaha is kartru karakam, but it is in prathama vibhakti, and then shalam is karma karakam, that is in ditiya vibhakti. So the karakam relationship doesn't change, but the vibhaktis which are used to indicate that karakam are different depending on the prayoga here. Now we can take one example of bhave also. Now kartari prayoga, bhave prayoga is also same as karmani prayoga, only thing is karma pada is not there. Whenever there is a karma pada is not there for akarmaka kriya pada, it is called bhave prayoga. So kartari prayoga, we saw that balaha asati. So in the bhave prayoga this becomes passive. Balena hasyate. Okay. Okay. So now these three prayogas are clear. Now coming back to that balaha, let's say balaha. Balaha shalam gacchati. Then we had balena shala gamyate. In these two sentences, another important.
What will be the meaning?
The school is reached by boy. Okay. Now, one thing you have to notice here again. So when I say balah shalam gacchati, here this gacchati is in which lakara?
Lat lakara.
Lat lakara. No. And this gamyate is what lakara? Lat lakara. Both are lat lakara. Now the other thing is this ti is in the kartari prayoga. Right? That is why this ti suffix, that is a thing suffix. Thing suffix is coming here. Thing means which is a suffix, like sup is a set of suffixes which are added to pratipadikam to form a namapadam. Similarly, thing is a set of suffixes which are added to dhatus to form kriyapadam. So ti is one of them. So there are just like 21 sup pratyas are there. There are 18 ting pratyas. 9 of them are for parasmay padam and 9 of them for atmanay padam. Now one of them is ti. So now in what sense the ti is being attached here or added to the gam dhatu? In what sense? When or what does this indicate here? When we say gacchati, what does it indicate? Ti indicates ekavachanam, obviously. Lakara, that is lakara means the tense is also there, and the ekavachanam is also there. And what else it is indicating? It is also indicating
Prathama Purusha.
Prathama Purusha. And that means it is actually indicating the doer. The doer, right? Karta. It is indicating the karta there. Gacchati. And the relationship is indicated there. It's built into that. The ti when we add it. Now similarly, if it is not very clear, wait for when we see more examples. So, but this is just the concept you have to understand now. When we add ti, that already that indication of the relationship which indicates the doer is built into that. Now when we say gamyate, what does that mean? This is a karmani prayoga. So what all is added here? Te is added. And then te is the atmanepadai thing pratyaya, one of them. And then additionally the ya is there. This ya is another pratyaya which comes to a dhatu in the karmani rupa. So gamyate. So this ya and te together, what are they indicating here? Again, prathama purusha ekavachanam, that is there. Lat lakara tense is there, and they also embedding that karmani. That's why they are called karmani, right? The relationship of karma is embedded into that. That is why it is karmani, and that's why it is kartari. Because it is kartari prayoga, the karta relationship is indicated by that suffix itself. Okay? And here the karma relationship is indicated by that suffix itself there. Inside that kriyapadam. So when you say gamyate, that is a karmani prayoga. It's It's because of the karmani prayoga that te is added there, ya and te. Similarly, ti, because of that kartari prayoga, ti is added there. So that relationship is already present in that suffix, ting suffix, okay, which is added to kartari.
One difference what we notice, gach is changed to gamme.
Yeah, gacha changed to gamme, that is this, because there is gacha, that is the process of deriving the kriyapadam. But you take another example, not gacha. Another example, hasati. Not hasati, where the kriyapadam is there. Nayati, if you take naya, is also not good one, which is a simple one. Which is the other one?
Patati.
Patati, take patati. Balaha pustakam patati. Kim patati? Pustakam patati. Pustakam patati. So here, what is the karmani?
Pustakam pathyate.
Pustakam pathyate. Yeah, so here now gam gacha, that confusion is not there.
Yes.
Yeah. Patati patyate. So here also ti is coming because of it is kartari, indicating the karta relationship there. And pathyate here, ya is added to pat dhatu. Ya and te added to pat dhatu here. And because ya te is karmani prayoga, karma relationship is already indicated by this yate in the karmani. So it is already, the relationship is already indicated. This is the underlying or underlined concept here, okay, to keep in mind before we go forward. When we start getting into this karakam and vibhaktis, this concept will be useful. So note that here, this is indicated already. Relationship is already in the kartari prayoga indicated by this ti-ting pratyaya, and then in karmani bhave it is indicated by this te pratyaya. Yate, actually yante. Okay. No, this is just a table I put. If you are interested, what are the supratyayas? Just keep, you are not going to study this and go to not important for karakam. If anybody is wondering what are the supratyayas, 21, so they are there. So vakyam, so these basic or concepts or introduction to vakyam, padam, what are they, varna, pratipadikam, we went through that. And then we went through the shat karakani, which are the names we understood. And these prayogas, kartari karmani bhave prayoga, and because of that, phala and vyapara of vyapara and phala of kriya. What are they? The activity itself is a vyapara, and vyaparasya ashraya bhavati karta, and phalasya ashraya bhavati karma. And where phalasya ashraya karma bhavati, then that kriyapadam is sakarmaka kriyapadam. Where phalasya ashraya kartaya bhavati, tada that kriyapadam is akarmaka kriyapadam bhavati. Any other akarmaka kriyapadasya udaharanam? We just saw balaha hasati. Any other akarmaka dhatu?
Bhavati.
Bhavati.
Sitaha chalati.
Sita chalati. That is also good. Chalati.
Dhavati. Dhavati.
Dhavati. Dhavati. Balaha dhavati. बालेन धाव्यते चलति चल्यते कंपते वर्धते वर्तते कंपते in the atmanepadi also you can take bhavati bhuyate nrutyati nrutyati nrutyate okay few more minutes. Okay, now these three things will study later, but one more thing I want to introduce today is the prathama vibhakti. So some of you might be wondering, like, why do we need separate those karakam and vibhakti, right? So why can't we just say karta whenever there is a kartru, or whenever for the subject prathama vibhakti is used? Whenever the karma is used, ditya is used, karanam tritiya is used, sampadanam chaturthi is used. Why not just say like that and get done with this? Why I have to separate that when there is this kind of karakam, this kind of vibhakti is used? Why do you have to separate them and study? Because there are instances, there are usages. Instances means not necessarily rare instances. They are very common. Like we'll see the examples where the vibhaktis are used not only when these karakas are there present, a relationship is present. Karaka, again, remember always, karaka means relationship with the kriya. Other than that, in some other cases where there is no relationship with the kriya also, vibhakti pratyas can be added to namapadas or the pratipadikams. Without the namapadas having the relationship with the kriya. Not only shashti, the other vibhaktis also, like ditya, tritiya, chaturthi, etc. All other vibhaktis can be added to namapadas when there is no karakam, there is no relationship between that namapadam and the kriyapadam. That is why these concepts are to be separated. And when we look at each vibhakti, we'll see them. Okay? We'll check these examples. Now for today, let's look at prathama vibhakti. Prathama vibhakti, when it is used. So prathama vibhakti, for the if you are familiar, if you are interested in the Ashtadhyayi Sutra, the Karaka, the sutras for the Karakas, they are in the, I just here, Prathamadhyayasya Chaturtha Pade 1.4, in that the sutras are there. But Vibhakti related sutras are in the Dvitiya Adhyaya. So they are there separately in this different chapter. So Karaka is defined separately here. And where the Vibhaktis are applied, they are in a different Adhyaya. Anyway, let's look at the first Prathama Vibhakti here. What does Ashtadhyayi say when the Prathama Vibhakti has to be applied? It says, Pratipadhikartha linga parimana vachana matre prathama. So there are, I won't write it down, just I'll write it simply here, make it simplify. One is Pratipadhikartha. Okay? This is one part of it. Then linga is another part of it. Then parimana, another part. Then vachana. So these four things. So we don't have to need to analyze that sutra in detail, because the analysis is, again, if you get into it, it's very, very vast. Simply saying that pratipadika linga parimana vachana, there is also matra. Matra means in these, what is matra? There is again different interpretations are there, but simply saying that in these, to indicate these sense, like to indicate it is a pratipadika, linga or parimana or vachana, the prathama vibhakti is used. So note that. It is important to note that Ashtadhyayi does not say directly prathama vibhakti is used for kartrupadam. It doesn't say that. No. It says prathama vibhakti is used to indicate pratipadika linga or parimana means measure, or vachana. Vachana means, this ekavachana, bhavachana, etc. Or the quantity. Vachana means quantity.
So parimana, what's the meaning? Parimana?
Measure.
Measure, yeah.
Measurement. So let's take an example. So it does not say use the prathama vibhakti for kartrupadam. It says use the prathama vibhakti for pratipadik, to indicate pratipadika. Example. Again, let's say balaha. Take that example. Balaha pustakam pathati. In that, where is the prathama vibhakti?
Balaha.
Balaka.
Balaha. Balaha prathama. Here we know it's prathama vibhakti. Now, what is the pratipadikam of balaha?
Bala.
Bala. When we say just bala, pratipadik, as soon as we pronounce it, uchcharana matre, tasya artha bodha bhavati. So as soon as we say bala, then there is actually no need to add any vibhakti. By just saying bala itself, we come to know what object it represents, like in a physical word or abstract word. In this case, it is bala means a boy. We know that it indicates a boy, it represents a boy, and also we know that it represents linga here, right? Because obviously bala cannot be stree, it has to be purusha. So by just saying pratipadika uchcharanasya, kevalam uchcharana matram, so just saying bala, we know it's linga and its meaning also, that it is a boy. However, what Ashtadhyayi says is, so in this case, when this just the pratipadika is indicating its artha, and that means its meaning, and its linga also, in addition to that, it's also linga also, it doesn't matter. So then, in that case, prathama vibhakti is added to that pratipadikam. Why is it saying Ashtadhyayi add prathama vibhakti? Why can't we just use pratipadika in the sentence? We can just say bala pustakam patati. Why bala? Why do we need to add that supratyaya and make it balaha? Because again, bala is not used in the prayoga. Prayoga, everywhere we find balaha, and Ashtadhyayi is supporting that prayoga by saying, what does it basically say? Every word in the usage has to be a padam. That is a technical word used by Ashtadhyayi, padam. Either it has to be subanta padam or tinganta padam. Padam, that pada sajna. Sajna is that technical term, samjna, it has padam, it has to be subanta padam or tinganda padam. Only pratipadikam cannot be subanta padam. To make it a subanta padam or just a padam. To make it a padam, the prathama, some vibhakti has to be added. So in this case, because as soon as we say bala, it is indicating it is representing that object which is represented by that word, in this case the boy, and along that, in addition to that, it is also indicating the linga, right? Then in this case, add that prathama vibhakti to make it a padam. Then it can be used in a sentence. Only pratipadikam cannot be used in a sentence. Okay? So pratipadikartha is there, and also that is indicated linga in this case. Then add this prathama vibhakti pratyaya to make it a padam. Now if you take another example, let's say jnanam, let's say jnanam napunskalingam, we know that. But as soon as we say jnana, then we know what it represents. Pratipadika asya artha bhavati, pratipadikasya uchcharana matrena. So that artha is already indicated, and but to convert that into a padam, then we need to add a prathama vibhakti pratyaya. In this case, ekavachana pratyaya. But if it is bahuvachanam, then we'll have to use the dvivachana pratyaya. Dvivachanam. If it is bahuvachanam, you have to use the bahuvachana pratyaya. The examples we are taking is ekavachanam. Otherwise, if you want to use phalam, then phale. Phale is dvivachanam. Or ramaha, ramau. Yeah, if you indicate Rama, just saying Rama, we know that it is a name of a boy. Obviously, it is a Purusha. Then, if there are two Ramas, then we add this second au pratyaya to it to make it a padam. So that is where the prathama vibhakti has to be used. Now these some couple of examples we took where the linga is obvious there. Rama, Bala, Ajnana, linga is obvious. Now, if we take, for example, Krishna, or Krishna maybe, or let's say Unnata. Unnata. This is a Visheshana. Okay? As soon as we say Unnata, we know what its artha, its meaning is conveyed by that pratipadikam, Unnata, means tall. Okay? But we don't know its lingam. What is lingam, we don't know, because it is a Visheshanam, adjective. So it could be Unnataha, Unnata, Unnatam. So either one of them. Then to indicate lingam in addition to that artha conveyed by that pratipadikam, also we need to add a proper form of the prathama vibhakti pratyaya. Okay? Then when we add the proper form, then it becomes unnataha in pullinga, unnata in strilinga, and unnatam in napunsakalinga. So in case these are the visheshana. So visheshana, whereas like balaha, ramaha, jnanam, these are niyatalinga. Niyatalinga, they have a fixed linga. Fixed means linga is known, it's always pullinga. Whereas this visheshana padani, which are like unnata or harasva, or even Krishna, if you take Krishna, when it means that Krishna avatara Krishna, Vasudeva Krishna, then it becomes a niyatalinga. We know that as soon as we say Krishna, we know it is a Mathura Pravasi Krishna or Dwaraka Vasi Krishna. Parantu, black, if it is Varna, Krishna Varna, then it becomes Visheshana. Then the linga has to be indicated by adding additional pratyas here. So in that case also again Prathama Vibhakti, in those cases also to indicate Linga, Prathama Vibhakti has to be added. Krishna, Krishna, Krishnam iti. Now taking the Avyam, for example Avyam, let's say Uchchaihi is Avyam. So there the Pratipadikam is Uchchais, it's not Uchchai. Uchchais. Is it Pratipadikam itself Uchchais? Now here Uchchais, when you say Artha Bhavati, Artha, there is Artha is there, then but we have to make it a Padam. Still we have to add the Prathama Vibhakti Pratyaya, which is Su, has to be added here, and that Vyakarana Prakriya, the process or the steps have to be followed one by one. So add the Su Pratyaya, then again delete this Su Pratyaya by some other rules in Ashtadhyayi, to finally make this Uchchais as a Padam. As a Padam which is usable in the sentence. Uchchaihi Gayati, Uchchaihi Vadati, etc. Uchchaihi Bhavanam, Uchchaihi Chalati, anything. So Uchchaihi becomes Avyam, but that is also Namapadam, that is also Padam. And it is a Niyatalingam, it is Avyam obviously. So even in that case, to the Pratipadikam, we have to add the Supratyaya, which is the Prathama Vibhakti, Ekavachana Pratyaya, and then get that deleted by the Vyakarana process to keep the Avyaya form intact there. So Uchchaihi, Nichaihi, etc. here. So those are the some examples here. And the reason for adding the Prathama Vibhakti is because in which case it is added Pratipadika and then to indicate Lingam in case of Visheshanam. Then Parimana, what about Parimanavachanam? Let's say Parimana means, let's say the examples which are given is Drona. Drona. What is Drona?
Money.
Money?
Ladle. Is it ladle?
Ladle.
Dronacharya.
So Dronacharya is one meaning. So if it is Dronacharya, by just saying Drona like Rama, we know what it is. If it is referring to Dronacharya. But there is another meaning as she said, Dronacharya. Drona is ladle. Or this was like a small vessel or measurement cup was there. Hold on, I think even in my childhood we used to use that, like small one. So where the grains were measured, usually grain or oil or anything was measured, right? So measured. This Drona iti, it's a measurement. Okay? So one Drona of grains, 2 Dronas of grains. Okay? That is how much grains is there. It's a measurement of grains or oil or anything. So to indicate that this is a Drona, is not Dronacharya or any Purusha, anything else. It is indicating measurement of something. So if you just say Drona, we don't know what it is. And it has to be connected with, for example, if we are measuring the Dhanyam or Dhanya Rashi, then Vrihi is the Vrihi Rashi or Vrihi can be added to this. So Dronaha Vrihi means one Drona measure of that grains. Okay? So that is indicated by this Drona. So to have that relationship between Drona and Vrihi, which is the grains, that for that again we bring this Prathama Vibhakti suffix here to this drona. Otherwise, if there is no relationship between this measurement, if it is not indicating measurement, then it will be prathama vibhakti indicating some dronachara or something. But to indicate that measurement, we are bringing here prathama vibhakti, not for indicating the just the pratipadika artha here. Then vachana matre. Vachana matre is the concept is little bit difficult to understand. This is used, for example, ekaha or dvau, for example, and trini, etc. Bahavaha, even bahu, bahavaha. That also, where there is prathama vibhakti is used, right? Where when we say ekaha, there is a prathama vibhakti here. When there is a dvau, there is a prathama vibhakti here. So what is the now? Only when we say eka, does it indicate prathama vibhakti? Does it indicate ekatvam?
No.
No. When we say eka, we understand one, right? When we say ekatvam, when we say just eka, we do understand it is just eka.
It is just like balaka. When we say balaka, we can understand it. Like that, eka also we can understand.
Balaka, okay, that's fine. But now we are specifically talking about these words which indicate the quantity itself. Eka, dvau, bahu, etc. Tri, etc. So here, this Ashtadhyayi brings in, adds this prathama vibhakti needs to be added, comes in to indicate the quantity here. So that also it is added to this sutra, that where is the prathama vibhakti is used, as I said, pratipadika artha, and then in addition to pratipadika, then we have linga and parinama. Parinama, and then we have vachana matre. We have vachana matre also here. This is the last one, quantity. So here, I'll have to explain one more concept here.
Bala indicates small person, small boy. Is it not Perimana?
No, that is different. Here we are actually indicating quantity. Bala could be anything. Like Bala is boy, or it could be one who is not. Well, sometimes it is used like a murkha, or one who is not very much learned, doesn't know much. In that case also Bala is used. Yeah, but the question is good. It's parimana, not in that sense. So I have to explain here in this case uktarthanam prayoga. So the same thing cannot be said twice, which I will take up next week. We don't have enough time now.
Here can we use nyuna, swalpa, ityadini padani?
Bahu, swalpa, ityadini. Yeah, let's stop here. I need to go.
Okay.
For an hour. Yes. So we are going through. Mostly, we went through some of the concepts here, which will be useful in understanding the Karaka analysis and the Vibhakti analysis further. So most important of them were the Kartari Karmani Prayoge, when at the end there is a Kriya Padasya Ante. Ti and Te are there. They are indicating the first one. Ti is also already indicating the Karta there. And in the Karmani Prayoga, Te or Ya and Te at the end, they are indicating the karmani there. And in the prathama vibhakti, we have not seen these yet. Let's hold this for now. When we finish prathama vibhakti sutra, then we'll come back to this one. Prathama vibhakti we started with so pratipadika basically. Pratipadikasya artha. Whenever there is just by ucharan, by pronouncing pratipadika, its artha is conveyed, and in addition to that, if linga is conveyed, may not be right. In addition, Uchchahi doesn't need linga. Uchchahi, even Rama, Krishna, and when we say Rama and Balaha, they do not lead linga. Linga addition to that. Linga is already conveyed in that by Pratipadika. So even in that case, the Prathama Vibhakti is used, but when we, in addition to that, when the linga has to be conveyed, then again Prathama Vibhakti, Pratyaya can be added. And a couple of these additional concepts are there, like parimana and vachana. Vachana we'll see, I'll try to explain that next week. In that case also, Prathama Vibhakti can be used. But vachana examples say that ekaha, all the sankhya vachak padani, and then bahavaha also, which is bahuvachanam asti, bahavaha. Iti tatrapi prathama vibhakti pratyasya prayogah bhavet iti. भवेत् इत्युक्ते भवति इति सूत्रं वदति प्रथमा व्यक्ति. We'll stop here today. धन्यवादः. नमस्कारः.